Who wants to be a volunteer? Thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to do a little demo measurement of all these parameters that I mentioned. So this is a system which is wireless. We'll just send the data wirelessly and I'll show it right here. And let me see if I can I get another chair, maybe? No, it's okay. I'm okay. Thank you, Fran. It's okay. That's more relaxed. You can sit down here. And this one you probably know. This is like in the hospital. It's finger flip, heart rate. The last one is a temperature sensor that goes on the tip of the finger just to measure. Anybody knows why I'm using the non-dominant hand? Yeah. Anybody knows why I'm using the non-dominant hand? Any idea?
What's your question again?
Does anybody know why I'm using the non-dominant hand? What happens if I use my hand, if I use this too much? Sweat, but also callus. You know, the skin, more skin. This comes on, and it's also standardization. I'll just ask you to relax. Just sit back. Make sure to turn your hand around, just like this. Okay. Let you really relax. Just So this is a live measurement, and the nice thing is that you're not looking right now, and you shouldn't.
Oh.
I'll come back. I'll show you in a minute. Just you can turn around. We do a little test in a minute. So the upper one is skin conductance, sweating. This is temperature, and this is right now it's 26. It's relatively low and it's dropping. But this is muscle tension, and this is muscle tension because you're now looking the right way. Yeah, see what happens? So that's a really direct way. Look back. See? Immediately he goes up. Do you know which one goes up? Well, yeah. This one. Left. Breathing. Could you breathe in? Out. In. Do you see what he does while breathing in? What did he do? Could you breathe in again? See what he does? He's breathing with his muscles. Well, you breathe with your muscles, but he's breathing with the wrong muscles. You're breathing. Could you go back? Now try breathing in through your stomach. See what it? Now he's still using it a little bit. So this is already creating awareness. Breathing in, breathing out. Also notice what happens when breathing in, breathing out. What happens to the heart rate? That's good that he does this. So heart rate goes up and down. So heart rate variability goes up and down. So by breathing, you can influence heart rate, and it's called heart rate variability training, which has a positive effect on different things, stress, anxiety, etc. And skin conductance is. So this is a very interesting one, skin conductance. Because let's look at this, and let's. I'll ask you some questions. Okay. Could you tell me the alphabet backwards in Taiwanese? Backwards. From back to front.
Z 开始哦
X. I think you didn't get the question yet? Yeah, because I saw it. Doesn't matter. See, that's also a good. It's also nice to see this as well, because he didn't react. He didn't respond. He just went on. You were asking what I meant. Yeah. Okay, we'll do it differently. 17 times 19. Look. 16,000? No. It's okay. What I'm just showing is the way you respond. Because turn around, you can turn around. And especially this one, but the other ones reacted too. You saw this. For another stressor, of course, this physical stressor, just breathing and out. And usually this one goes up, see? Slightly up, I do. And again, you're breathing with these ones. So this is just a very nice way to see how somebody responds to different stressors. And this is called stress profiling. So what I can do is I can ask different questions and say, okay, the alphabet, or I can ask cognitive stressors. I can ask something about personal matters. So something, for example, related to his condition, if you have a condition. I can ask anything. I can even. It's like a lie detector. We can try this. Let's see if we can find out how well you can lie. I'd like you to write down the number. Just a number right here. Nobody can see. Nobody can see. Write it down. From 0 to 5. Okay, put it back. Yeah, come on. Didn't see anything. I'm going to ask you the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you have to say no every time, even if it is the number. Okay? Okay? So let's see if you can really lie. So the first, of course, first what I need to do is put in a baseline. Let yourself relax. So I'm just going to ask you to relax again, sit back. And you already see the importance of a good chair. You don't want to sit like this. So okay, so I'm going to relax and ask you to relax for just a minute. Just okay. Just keep it going. So I'm going to ask you questions, like I said, and every time I say a number, you just have to say no. Is it 4?
No.
2?
No.
1?
No.
Is it 5? Is it 3? Or was it 0? Who can tell me? You're good. Let's. What I did, of course, it was the range. So let's get into this now. Let's get into it. It's still recording, but we're just gonna look at right here. So you saw that I entered and I made these markers so that I can look back. So this is a very nice tool, actually. See? Here you see, you can turn it on. Here you see skin conductance on the top, then you have temperature and breathing. This is muscle tension left and right, and this is heart rate, which is quite high. And this is respiration rate. I don't know. The thing is, I said between from 0 to 5, so I don't know if he took 0 into account. That's the problem. But actually, I think that the first one was already the one. Yeah, that's what I think. And I don't know what you think. Right. So that's why he didn't respond at all. He thought, okay, I'm over. So see, this is a very nice way to use this. And you're actually responding in a very good way because you respond and then you relax again. And so some people really they respond, they go up, they respond, they go up, etc., etc. Here you see the breathing. You do it's very relaxed kind of breathing. What's nice to see is that you breathe in and then you breathe out, and the breathing out he holds his breath at the end, which is good. So this pattern is also important. What you also see is that you're still using a little bit your muscles. It's not that bad. It's not that much, but you can still see that a little bit you're tensing them. After After 3, I think you were putting your glasses well. That's, of course, you need to know this. You need to take this into account. You need to go, as a therapist, you need to look at these things. And heart rate was quite high all the time, but no special responses in the respiration rate. Very important, very interesting way to use this. Once you've used such a stress test, of course, this is just the beginning. Then, based on that, you can look at the ways to train them. And training is actually a little bit different. What I can do is, let me see. Let me see screen from that, please. So this is again an example of, it's actually the same as just yet, but with some extras right here. And here I can, so the goal with skin conductance, for example, is lowering. And I can use different kinds of feedback for this. And I'll just switch this one to my screen, which is called the therapist screen. So I'll just look like this. Switch here, and then choose one of the options on the right. So this is an example. So what I said, the goal is, I didn't put it in special. So here you see like this line, and the idea is to get below the line. And as soon as you're below the line, this runs. So you can put in all kinds of videos. Example is, let's say I'm scared of spiders. I put in a video of spiders and try to relax, something like this. Or scared of my mother-in-law. Then I put in a picture of my mother-in-law and try to relax. And yeah, of course, there are many different ways. I can do a puzzle, because the whole idea of biofeedback is that the training is that you individualize the training. Mostly men, they are very easy. They often just like lines, straightforward. And women are more complicated. They like more secondary feedback video, etc. But also, it's also for children, etc. So here, the goal is to stay below and it lights up. And of course, in different ways. An animation, even a game for kids. So move and shoot. So and once I'm above threshold, I can move, but I cannot shoot. Let's see. This is supposed to be audio feedback. So here the idea is that when I'm down, audio, MP3 or whatever that you can use yourself, you can, so like Michael Jackson. This is another kind of feedback. So all different ways of giving feedback, from a very basic way, just a line going up and down, to a very to things like animations, etc. Okay, I will disconnect you. Thank you. So I hope this gives you an idea how you can use this in practice. So it's used as a technique by itself, but it's most often even used in the daily practice as an add-on to what you're already doing, because the things you're doing, the problem is that it does not always show an effect. Thank you. Show an effect, and this shows an effect. It shows, okay, if I do meditation or if I do progressive muscle relaxation, I will show it, and that has an added value to your therapy.